In today's top 5 cards, we have a card that has gone up more than 10 times in the last 30 days. Can you guess who it is? We'll tell you now. Hello, sports card investors, and welcome to another Top 5 Tuesday. Are you a little tired, perhaps, because of that baseball game last night? 18 innings, that was absolutely wild. It was awesome to see Freddie Freeman hit another walk-off home run in the World Series. The first player ever to do it twice. I think that's absolutely incredible. Maybe he will be in the top 5 cards next week. We will see. But of course, today's top 5 is sponsored by Whatnot. Whatnot has awesome live auctions every day and night, starting at just $1 for packs, boxes, breaks, singles, and more. It's a lot of fun, and if you scan the QR code on your screen or use the special link in our show description below, you'll get $15 in free credit when you sign up for Whatnot. All right, let's start today's show by taking a quick look at the overall sports card market with the Market Pulse by Market Movers. Over the last 7 days, the SCI 500 index of 500 of the most prominent sports cards is down a little bit. It has quieted down here over the last 30 days as well, but still up massively on the year overall. We're looking at a 26% plus gain on sports cards going back to January 1st this year. We'll see how the next couple months go. Hopefully we end the year strong. Certainly baseball cards from 2018 through 2020 are hot right now. You can guess one of the names in those baseball cards. He was actually number 1 on last week's list, Mr. Ohtani. But we have a new list of the hot cards today, so let's go ahead and jump in with today's top 5 cards. We're starting today with a cold card, as we do every week, because it is a reminder that sometimes the hot cards featured in this program can quickly turn cold in the market, so please invest carefully. And our cold card this week is no other than Tyreek Hill, the wide receiver for the Miami Dolphins. Now, Tyreek entered this season with pretty big expectations, but as we know, he suffered a season-ending injury in week 4. Gruesome injury where he dislocated his left knee, tore his ACL, and other ligaments. And he had gotten off to a decent start before that injury. Through his first 4 games, he had 21 receptions for 265 yards and a touchdown. But now he's focused on rehab. He's focused on hopefully returning next season in 2026, but he's going to be 31 years old. So there are questions as to whether he's ever going to get his elite speed and his elite playmaking ability back when he returns after that injury, at least to the same level. And this is causing some football card investors and collectors to get concerned and sell off his cards, and they are all dropping in price in the market right now. Let's take a look here in Market Movers. I've got 4 of his cards up on the screen. Let's go back to his rookie year of 2016. This is his 2016 Optic Holo in PSA 10. And this card is down 30% over the last 30 days. Most recently sold for $70, but there was a sale of that card up at around $100 prior to the injury. This is his 2016 Optic Red and Yellow card. This one down about 43% over the last 30 days in PSA 10 condition. Let's go to his super short prints from recent years. This is Tyreek Hill's 2024 Mosaic, Micro Mosaic in raw condition. This card down 36% over the last 30 days, most recently sold for $50. People were paying as much as $100 for that card if you go back a few weeks ago. And similar story with Tyreek's 2024 Optic Downtown in raw condition. Most recently sold for $290, but rewind 30 days ago, and that was a $352 card. So unfortunately, there's been a pretty big drop with Tyreek Hill's card prices. But now it's time to talk about cards going up, and we're starting with our investment card of the week, and this week it is Joe Montana, and specifically Joe Montana's 1981 Topps rookie card. Now, of course, we know Joe Montana was a longtime quarterback of the 49ers. He played in San Francisco from 1979 through 1992. He did finish his career with the Kansas City Chiefs for a couple of seasons, and through all of it, he is widely regarded as one of the greatest NFL quarterbacks in history, known for his poise and precision in clutch moments. Montana led the 49ers to 4 Super Bowl championships, and he earned 3 Super Bowl MVP awards during that run. He was also named the NFL MVP twice and selected to 8 Pro Bowls. Finished his career with over 40,000 passing yards and a 92.3 passer rating. So a lot of people remember Montana as one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. and a lot of people are celebrating his memory by investing in his football cards. Let's take a look here in Market Movers, and this is that 1981 Topps Joe Montana rookie card that I'm talking about. In PSA 10 condition, a population of just 114. So a relatively rare card in PSA 10. In PSA 9, the population's over 2,100, so a little more common. That's why the price drops off so much. And in PSA 8, the population is almost 10,000. So clearly a pretty big gap in population there. Now, if we look at what these cards have been doing in the market over the last year, you can see on the graph, we're looking at the last 365 days here. The PSA 10 has gained almost $20,000 in the last year. There was a sale of that card a year ago for just over $40,000, and it most recently, just a few days ago, sold for $60,000. So that is a very nice increase of 49% over the last year for the PSA 10 of that card. In PSA 9, it's up a lot as well, up about 47%. A year ago, you could have scooped the PSA 9 of Joe Montana's 1981 Topps card for $1,800. Now it's selling for around $2,640. The PSA 8 up a lot less. It was $382 a year ago, most recently sold for $395. The very high population of that PSA 8 is likely holding the price back somewhat because it's a lot more common. The BGS 9.5 though, that one is up a decent amount as well. $7,750 a year ago, now a little bit over $11,000. These are the types of cards. If you want to invest the big money in sports cards, look for cards like these in high grade, icons, GOATs, scarce and high grade, vintage. That's where you want to place some money. Now let's talk about players playing today, and let's talk a little hockey. In the number 5 spot today, it is Frank Nazar, the center for the Chicago Blackhawks. Nazar has taken major strides with the Blackhawks this season, showcasing his elite skating and playmaking at age 21. He's already recorded 9 points in just 9 games so far this season, and he is leading the Blackhawks in scoring. And this is good news because he is locked into a 7-year contract extension worth over $46 million with the Blackhawks that begins next year. So he is going to be the long-term cornerstone for the franchise. Let's take a look here in Market Movers, and this is Nazar's 2024 Upper Deck Young Guns base card in PSA 10 condition over the last 60 days. This card is up 115%. Most recently sold for $285. If you go back 2 months ago, that was a $133 card. Big gains there. Similar story with a PSA 9 of this same card. Most recently sold for $76. Go back a couple of months ago, and that card was between about $30 and $50. So that one is up quite a bit as well. Let's look at his Young Guns Outburst Silver in raw condition. Over the last 60 days, this one's up about 15%. It's jumped from $167 up to $192 as of the last sale. And then finally, the raw of that Upper Deck Young Guns base card. This one's up a lot. You could have found this card for less than $10 2 months ago, and most recently it has been selling for over $30. What a month. What a couple of months, I should say, for Nazar's cards. Let's go back to football for the number 4 card today, but how about a little college football? It is Marcel Reed, the quarterback for Texas A&M. Reed has stepped into the lead quarterback role for A&M this season, and he is showing promise as a dual threat signal caller with serious upside. Through 8 games this season, he's thrown for almost 1,800 yards, 15 touchdowns, just 4 interceptions. And of course, it was this last weekend that he got a coach fired. He led the Texas A&M Aggies to a dominant 49-25 road win at the LSU Tigers. He threw for over 200 yards in that game and 2 touchdowns. Also, by the way, rushed for over 100 yards with 2 more touchdowns on the ground. And then LSU said enough of Brian Kelly, fired him after that game. So perhaps Marcel Reed is a big part of the reason why that Brian Kelly is no longer employed. But thankfully for Marcel, people love the guy. They're buying a lot of his football cards up. Let's take a look here in Market Movers. This is his 2024 Bowman Chrome University, the Fuchsia Refractor. A little bit of a color match, kind of, with the Texas A&M jersey. This is that auto card, the Prospect Auto, number to 150. In PSA 10 condition, we just had a sale on that card for $300. But if you go back even a week ago, it was $110. So we had a really high couple of sales really coming off that victory against LSU. That thing has absolutely shot up here over the last week over that performance. But that's not the only card that's on the rise. This is Marcel Reed's 2024 Bowman Chrome University First Prospect Auto, the non-numbered version, the base version in raw condition. This one's up around close to $50 now, but if you go back about a month ago, you could have scooped that one up for closer to $20 to $30. So that's a nice increase over the last month on that card. Also, the orange version of that card numbered out of 25 in raw condition. We just had a high sale on that card of $250. Actually, a couple sales up at $250 of that card. And then finally, the refractor auto in raw condition. This one most recently sold for $72.50. If you go back a month ago, that thing was around $30, $35. So really, really nice increases on all of these Bowman Chrome U cards of Marcel Reed. We're going to basketball for the number 3 spot today, and we have a second-year player who has suddenly burst on the scene, and his cards are going crazy. I'm talking about Kyshawn George, the forward for the Washington Wizards. Kyshawn George has quickly made headlines for the Wizards this season. In the Wizards' second game, he broke out with 34 points and 11 rebounds in a win over the Mavericks. During that game, he shot 11 for 15 from the field and 7 for 9 from 3. Now, you may remember that George was the 24th overall pick in the 2024 draft, and this year he seems to be showing his two-way potential, adding blocks, steals, and confidence as a scorer early in the season. So people are excited. His cards were not expensive at all. They were super cheap before this season started. They're still pretty cheap now, but they're a lot more than they were a few weeks ago. Let's take a look here in Market Movers. We're going to look at Kyshawn George's 2024 Mosaic Honeycomb in raw condition. This card most recently sold for about $22, but that's up 210%. That was a $7 card just a month ago. And how about his NBA debut Genesis from 2024 Mosaic? This card is sold recently. Gosh, some crazy sales of this card. The most recent one, $37, but that card was like a $10, $12 card if you go back about a month ago. How about his 2024 Prism Blue, number to 199 in raw condition? This card just sold for $105. That is up 521% from what it was just a week ago. Before the breakout performances, there was a sale of that card down at $17. Quite the difference there. And how about his Prism Silver in raw condition? This thing is up over 1,000%. Check this out. It just sold for about $20. Prism Silver in raw condition from 2024 Prism. This card was selling for $1.62 30 days ago. So you could absolutely have found this card in dollar bins. There still may be some sitting in dollar bins today, even though it has now surged to suddenly become a $20 card. So keep an eye out in those dollar bins for any Kyshawn George. There may be a gem for you to find. All right, let's turn our attention to the World Series for the number 2 card on today's list. And today it is Yoshinobu Yamamoto, the starting pitcher for the Dodgers. Yamamoto posted a stellar 2025 regular season, ending the season with a 2.49 ERA and 201 strikeouts, ranking amongst the most elite arms in Major League Baseball. But Yamamoto has carried that dominance into October, throwing a complete game in Game 2 of the World Series with 8 strikeouts and only 1 run allowed. His command splitter and mid-90s fastball have been elite, and he now anchors one of the deepest rotations in baseball as the Dodgers are maybe right now getting closer to another World Series title. What a World Series it has been so far. I'm excited to see what the next few games hold, and I'm excited to see what Yamamoto's cards are doing in Market Movers. Guys, look at these. This is his 2024 Bowman's Best 1955 Bowman anime card. We're going to look at that in PSA 10 in raw condition. We're also going to look at his 2024 Stadium Club autograph in raw condition, his 2024 Topps base rookie card in PSA 10 condition, his 2024 Topps Home Field Advantage in raw condition, And finally, let's get to the last card here. We're going to look at his 2024 Topps Chrome X-Fractor in PSA 10 condition. You can see from the chart all of these surging, especially over the last week here, now that the World Series is underway. These cards are up anywhere between about 21% and 116%. That anime card in PSA 10 has jumped from $485 to $588 over the last 30 days, and raw has jumped from $177 to $250. The Stadium Club autograph in raw has jumped from $178 to $285, and the Topps PSA 10 base rookie has jumped from $32 to $50, all of this over the last 30 days. His 2024 Topps Home Field Advantage raws jumped from $38 to $53, and his Topps Chrome X-Fractor in PSA 10 has jumped from $43 to about $93. Huge increase there. It's great to see Yamamoto's cards getting so much love in the baseball card market. All right, we've reached a big moment in the show. It is time for today's number one card, but before I give it to you, let me remind you that all of the charts and graphs from today's show are from Market Movers. You can use Market Movers to look up the price of millions of cards and track the value of your collection. Get started for free. Just go to sportscardinvestor.com, click Market Movers in the main menu bar, or go to the App Store on your phone and download the Market Movers app today. Here we are, guys. We have an alien sighting for the number one card. It is no other than Victor Wembanyama. Wemby is in the number one spot today, and of course he's returned with authority at the start of this season after his sophomore campaign last year was cut short with a blood clot issue, but he certainly looks 100% now. Last season, by the way, he averaged about 24 points per game, 11 rebounds per game, and 3.8 blocks per game across 46 games, but he is building big time on those numbers this year. Through his first 3 regular season games this year, he has totaled 100 points, 40 rebounds, and 18 blocks, while shooting nearly 57% from the field. By the way, the first player in history to have 100 points and more than 15 blocks in his first 3 games of the season. He is truly the cornerstone of San Antonio's rebuild, and San Antonio is looking pretty good, as is Wemby right now. I'm excited about this guy, and I'm excited about his cards. I do own a lot of them, including some of the ones we are about to feature here, and I love the fact these are flying up in the sports card market. I've got 6 of them on the screen here in Market Movers. Guys, look at that chart. Look at that chart on the screen over the last 30 days, how these things have really taken off, especially over the last week. And here, let's go card by card. This is Wemby's 2023 Donruss base card in PSA 10. This one's up 41% over the last 30 days. You could have scooped that card up for about $45 a month ago. Today, it will set you back about $74. Let's look at Wemby's 2023 Hoops base card, the most affordable card on the list in PSA 10 condition. You could have scooped that card up for about $25 30 days ago. Now, it's over $50 to get your hands on one of those cards. Okay, let's look at his 2023 Prism base in PSA 10. Look, a very common card, population on this card of over 26,000. But that's not slowing it down. It's still up 80% over the last 30 days. You could have bought that card for $70 30 days ago. Now it's going to set you back $140. Absolutely incredible. How about his 2023 Prism Ice in PSA 10? That one a month ago was about $350. Today, it is $560. Let's look at Wemby's Prism Silver, 2023 Prism Silver rookie in PSA 10. Guys, look at this. Wow. Wow, this was a $781 card 30 days ago, and now that card is $1,700. Are you kidding me? Look at his Prism Silver. Even in the last week, this card has jumped from $1,000 to $1,700. Unbelievable rise for Wemby's cards right now. Absolutely love to see it. Finally, let's look at his Optic Downtown and Raw condition. This one most recently sold, this is 2024 Optic, by the way, most recently sold for $4,850. You could have picked that up for $3,850 before the season started. This is exciting. Can these go up further? What do you think of Wemby's chances to build on his early season performance? Let me know in the YouTube comments. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, please give it a like. Please give it a subscribe. And please go check out Market Movers. Go to sportscardinvestor.com, click Market Movers in the main menu bar, or go to the App Store on your phone, search Market Movers, and download the app today. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you soon with our next one. Take care.